Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. The night began the way these gatherings always did, forced laughter, the soft clink of glasses, and smiles that never quite reached anyone's eyes. Corporate parties had their own kind of staged warmth, and I'd learned to move through them carefully. I stayed close to my husband, Michael, watching him navigate conversations with well-dressed executives who spoke in polished phrases and unspoken hierarchies. For him, these events weren't casual. They were exhausting reminders that his success depended on how convincingly he could fit into a system that never truly welcomed him. Everything shifted when his manager, Mr. Harrington, a man known for his immaculate suits and cutting remarks, began outlining a new direction for the company. Michael challenged him, calmly but with conviction. The group around us stiffened. Someone cleared their throat. The air grew heavy, the kind of silence that presses against your chest. Before I had time to think, I stepped in. I actually agree with Mr. Harrington, I said. His approach seems more sustainable in the long run. The sentence slipped out too fast, as if my instinct was to smooth over the discomfort, to keep things from turning awkward. But the instant the words left my mouth, I knew I had misjudged everything. Michael turned to me. His expression wasn't angry, it was stunned. As though I'd knocked the ground out from beneath him. No one spoke. Then Mr. Harrington smiled, pleased, basking in the validation. A few people laughed lightly, eager to follow his lead. To me, the sound was empty, ringing in my ears. I hadn't just disagreed with my husband. I had contradicted him publicly, standing beside the man who controlled his career, in front of colleagues whose opinions mattered more than they should have. Michael's grip tightened around his glass, his knuckles paling. He said nothing at first, but the fury behind his eyes warned me I'd crossed a boundary that couldn't be undone. The party resumed around us, conversations drifting elsewhere, but between Michael and me there was a silence so loud it drowned out everything else. Then he spoke. Of course you'd side with him, he said sharply. You've always liked powerful men telling you what to think. The room went still. Laughter died instantly. Every face turned toward us. My chest seized, my breath catching painfully. I had thought I was preventing conflict. Instead, I'd ignited something uncontrollable. Michael, I murmured, but he didn't look at me. His gaze was fixed on his boss, blazing with anger and something far more wounded. Mr. Harrington let out a low chuckle, attempting to regain control. Let's not make this personal, he said. It's just a professional debate. Michael didn't back down. No, it's not, he replied. When my wife publicly undermines me, that's not professional debate. When the one person who's supposed to stand with me decides I'm wrong before I've even finished speaking. His voice faltered, not from weakness, but from a pain that ran deeper than rage. A murmur rippled through the crowd. Some people stared into their drinks. Others leaned forward, unwilling to look away. I've worked under you for years, Michael continued, straightening his posture. I've swallowed my pride more times than I can remember. But tonight made something clear. He paused. If my own wife doesn't believe in me, why am I still pretending this is worth it? The word struck hard. Mr. Harrington's smug expression cracked, unease flickering across his face. My heart pounded, guilt crashing over me in waves. Michael, please, I whispered. He finally turned to me. The fire was gone from his eyes. What replaced it was far worse, quiet devastation. He set his glass down carefully. The sound echoed like a gunshot. Well done, he said softly, his voice aimed at me but meant for everyone. You managed to humiliate me more thoroughly than anyone here ever has. Then he walked away. I stood frozen, surrounded by whispers, shame curling tightly around my chest. The moment he left, the party meant nothing. Laughter returned in fragments, forced and uneasy, every sound sharp against my skin. People avoided my gaze, though I could feel their judgment pressing in from all sides. I left shortly after, stepping into the cold night, hoping to catch him, but his car was gone. My calls went unanswered. The hours that followed were endless. I sat awake, replaying the night over and over, dissecting every word, every choice. I hadn't simply disagreed with him. I had stripped him of dignity in front of the man who had already made his work life unbearable. When Michael came home the next morning, he wasn't angry. He wasn't cold. He was distant, like someone who had already let go. He packed a small bag quietly. Michael, please, I begged. I never meant to hurt you. I thought I was supporting the right idea. I wasn't thinking. He paused, meeting my eyes. Exactly, he said quietly. You weren't thinking about me. Not last night. Not when I needed you. There was no shouting. No accusations. Just disappointment so heavy it hollowed me out. He left, closing the door with a soft finality that shattered me more than any slammed door ever could. In the weeks that followed, the story spread through his company, an unforgettable scene at an otherwise dull office party. To them it was gossip. To me it was the moment everything fell apart. I used to believe betrayal came in dramatic forms: affairs, lies, secrets. I never imagined it could arrive disguised as a single sentence, spoken at the wrong time, in the wrong place, against the wrong person. Now I live with the memory of his back as he walked away, the echo of his words, and the painful truth that sometimes one mistake, one moment of disloyalty, is enough to end everything.